every day is a learning curve of your business, no matter what your business is. So I think just getting through that and overcoming that and knowing whether you think you messed up or not, agreeing with yourself that it's okay to have those bumps in the road, because without the bumps in the road, you wouldn't get to your very last point of creating or doing whatever you're doing.
Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I'm a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you love. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. We're so excited to have Riley on our podcast, and we are so excited for her Future You products. Her Future You products are one of our new favorites. We would love to give the opportunity for our listeners to like and try Future You as well. Simply subscribe and leave an honest review to get entered in to win a set of Future You products on us. Riley, will you take a moment to introduce yourself and let us know who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am Riley Craig. I am a salon owner and a hairstylist. I have been doing hair for almost 10 years and a salon owner for 6 years. And just recently, I actually created my own hair care line called Future You. And we launched that a few months ago and we're fully launched. So that is me.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on my podcast is because I love how you just have really carved your own path in the industry. And you really kind of just go to the beat of your own drum and you really just do what you want to do. And you are very independent and you have, very strong beliefs and you just don't care. You're like, this is who I am. And I love that so much. And I think this is so powerful in our industry because so many people really have a tendency to kind of just like go with the flow of what everyone else is doing. And I feel like you have to be really authentic and have a solid personal brand and a solid brand in general to truly attract the clientele and the business that you want. And I know that you know this is something that's very strong about yourself. How have you found that being your true authentic self has really impacted your business?
Well, I feel like on the client side of it, clients love that. Like they want to sit in your chair because you are bold and you're authentic and you do what you want. And I hate like saying this, but sometimes I think that they think it's like cool that you're not like everybody else. Obviously you'll have your people you'll have people that will be on the sidelines that like talk about it, but like, why am I going to care about what they say about me being bold and authentic? Because at the end of the day, we're all truly supposed to be our own version of our own self. And I think that we're all called to be just us, right? I don't think that I've never been a follower. I've always been a leader, right? And I've always meant to lead by being bold and authentic, whether I'm leading somebody or I'm just leading myself. But I think it's impacted my business a lot. There are days where I'm like, I question the boldness and the authenticity, but like, I have to remind myself that that's exactly who I'm supposed to be, So I think that it's led my business and me in a way of, a lot of positivity and creativity, but also it can lead me in a way of, obviously you'll have negative thoughts or negative people, but it's all about working around those negative thoughts and those negative people to become successful.
I feel like there's always going to be some backlash and negativity when you are, just really living your truth, because that is going to really make people reactive and trigger them. So there's not one without the other. But another thing that I love is your boldness. And you recently created your own hair care line, which I know that you saw a hole in the market when it came to extensions, because I wear extensions, and your hair care line is really geared towards adding moisture and really like hydrating extension hair, which I can't even tell you how many product lines I've gone through that really have trashed my extensions, and I've seen clients themselves So I want to know, like, what was your thought process around this? Because this was a huge risk. And I think so many
Yeah.
people are scared to take a risk and really put themselves out there and go after something that they know that they want to do. So what was your thought process around that?
So, yes, like you said, it's a huge risk. And I would rather be a risk taker than, be 60 years old being like, I wish I would have done that when I was 28. That would have been nice, because so and so did it, or that girl's doing it at my age that I was. So my thought process behind all of it was obviously the same as you. I have used so many like high end, spent thousands upon thousands of dollars buying into product lines that truly weren't working. Like some of the top product lines I had in my salon for 3 months. And I'm like, somebody please come get these because these are not working on my extension clients like you told me that they would. So like you said, we need moisture and we need the extra hydration than what, your typical hair does, because it goes through a different process in order for clients to wear in their hair. I wanted to create something that I could work directly with a chemist and not just, get something from a private label company, which I have nothing against private label. But if I wanted to truly fill the gap in the industry for this, why would I do a private or white label for a hair care line? I worked, literally with a chemist and we created these products. And every day that I was doing this, I was asking myself, what the hell are you doing? But I knew that there was a need for it. I kind of stayed in my own little zone during that time too. And I realized like who the true people were and who the true people weren't during that time. And I never like really realized that saying of like, when you start to do something that's really big and really risky, you will truly find out who those true people are. I think that the thought process during all of that was every day, like, what the hell are you doing? But once again, whenever you hear the outcome of what you're doing and hairstylists talking or even consumers about how great the product is, or asking you why you like how you did this and why you did this, and complimenting on how great it is, that is literally what I'm like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. So yeah, there's a big risk factor with that, but I think that anything we do in life is risky, and if you are not scared to do it, then you should question why am I doing it?
I think one of the things that's so powerful about what you created is not only the fact that you really developed this product from all of the needs that the extensions need, right? You didn't just do a white label, which I would like you to touch base on, like what the difference is so people understand how your product is different. And I also want to touch base on your branding, because I feel like your brand is so powerful. Like even today, like if everyone could see you, you're wearing a pink blazer and that is your brand color. So like you literally embody and are your brand, which I think is so important. So let's touch base on the difference between the two, the white label and then you actually developing with a chemist, because there is a huge difference. And I don't think people realize what goes into that. And then I want to touch base on your personal brand.
Okay, perfect. So for the white labeling versus actually creating your own product. So in the very beginning of Future You, I actually was working with somebody who was helping me, like she was doing like business and brand development, product development. And she was kind of the like middleman going back and forth with the chemist. And when I got my first product trial, I was like, this is not what I wanted. I was like, this is product labels. So I had to go back to that company and be like, no, like I need to take control of this. I cannot have somebody creating a product or a brand for me. I have to do this myself if I want it to be bold in that true authenticity, right? So actually, I realized in the very beginning that what they were trying to do to me was a white private label, but that is not what I wanted at all. So I put a hardcore stop to that and I was like, no. So from there, I started working directly with the chemist and the company. I actually created this product with a chemist out in Australia. And as we know, most, or if not all, hair care lines do come from Australia. And that's just because they have really good quality ingredients out there and a lot of really good chemists. So most of those manufacturers come from Australia. So I would like to explain the difference between a white label and a like true future you creating your own product. And the thing is where when you are getting a white label, they already have that custom created product, whether that's going to be moisturizing shampoo and conditioner or thickening shampoo or conditioner, or your like smoothing shampoo and conditioner, right? So there's usually different regimens of what those are, and they just have it on their shelf. It's an already made ingredient list, and then you just slap your logo or whatever on it, calling it yours. Now, we know that a lot of skincare companies do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. 9 times out of 10, these products are very similar, right? But the difference is you actually working with a chemist and telling your chemist what you want your ingredients to be. So I would go back and forth to the chemist and tell him, I want to have this ingredient or I want to have that ingredient. This is my reason why. I would send him products that I have used before of what I really liked about them and what I didn't like about them. And that is what helped him create something for me that I would like. So within that process, he would send me samples, and he'd typically send me just a little sample. Honestly, it was probably like 4 ounces. And I would try that on my clients, myself. And then I'd also send it home with my friends. I have quite a wide variety of some very bougie friends who literally used like all of the top products in the entire like regimen of products. And they would try these products. I would try these products. My clients would. I would get feedback from them. And then it took me about 5 to 8 times, depending on what the product was, to truly decide if that is what I wanted. So this wasn't just a 1-month process of going to a company and saying, hey, I want your best shelf product of a moisturizing extension shampoo and conditioner. This was me developing everything from the thickness, the ingredients, the scent. So our signature scent is very light, and it has like a really nice, I call it a feminine scent. Like if you've ever smelt Burberry Her, the pink like version, where it's just very light. It has a similar scent to that. And honestly, my clients are very picky about scent. They are like, oh my gosh, that's too strong, or that's too old lady like. So they actually helped me develop this scent along the way. They would come in and I'd like spray the scent on them, or I would even have it in the shampoo. And then they would tell me if they liked it or not. So my clients had a lot of, factor making into this of creating this product. And so white labeling is just something that I couldn't bring myself to do when creating the Future You brand, because the whole purpose of creating Future You was having a product line that was specifically designed for extensions. So in the beginning, I wanted to do this just for extensions. I was like, I want to have an extension product on the shelf. But when I found creating it and I was using it on my non-extension clients, or even myself when I wasn't wearing extensions, this product is amazing. I'm like, this is unreal. So not only did we consider the moisturizing of the extensions, we considered the health of the scalp as well. So within that, I wanted to make sure that the product wasn't too heavy. Like sometimes we'll use shampoos that are way too like they're so thick that like in a day or two, your hair is just like weighed down. And it's like, yeah, I want the moisture in my shampoo, but I also want my hair to last. I don't want to have to wash it every day. So it's just super light, super sudsy. Like I said, it's very moisturizing, but to me, it was very important that not only did we consider keeping your extensions moisturized, but also keeping your hair lifted off of your scalp and clean, and just smoothing out the cuticle as well is very important. So I like to say that our shampoo and conditioner is like a free-for-all. It's like a 12-in-1 because it's smoothing out the hair, it's hydrating the hair, and it's also keeping your scalp nice and clean.
I've tried your products and I love them all. And what I love about your product line is that it is niched for extensions, which I think is definitely a necessity in our industry. But you literally have a small line and it's every single product that your extension needs. It's, shampoo, a conditioner, a mask, a leave-in conditioning. And then you also have Shine serum, which I love the Shine serum. When I first put the Shine serum in my hand, I was like, oh, this is kind of heavy. But then once I put it in my hair, what I love about your serum is that it actually absorbed into my hair. It didn't sit on my hair. And there's a huge difference between those two types of serums. Like some just like make your hair like feel greasy and they just like are so heavy and the hair doesn't actually absorb them, but yours, it actually gets absorbed into the hair, which is really, really important for extensions because that's what the extensions need. So how did you go about developing those products as well? Like, I feel like there's so much that goes into that.
So the same thing, went to my chemist and I told him, this is what I liked about this specific product that I've used. This is what I don't like. How can we create something that isn't going to be like this product, but also could maybe be similar, just making changes to what I like about this product? Because you have to remember, even though there are products that I did like, now is my time. I need to do this. So the same exact thing. I went to my chemist. We tried it out. I can't even tell you how many times it took me to create the serum. I was like, this isn't thick enough. I'm like, it's not absorbing. It's sliding right off. I'm like, this is not what I need. And then it's actually funny because the hair serum, we're going to be changing the pump next round of our products because I have found we had like a big liter of the hair serum and we just put it in like the little sample bottle that we got to try when using it. And I was like, why does this pump out differently at the salon than it does like when I'm using the actual product and like the actual pump? And so I found that the pump just distributes so much of it and makes it so concentrated. So when you said like, whoa, this is a lot, it's all in the pump. And I didn't realize that in the very beginning. And that was my oopsie part on Future You, where I was like, okay, probably should have considered the fact that the pump really does matter. So, and I'm not saying that the pump is terrible. It's pretty, right? But you have to warn people and tell people like literally just the teeniest amount will distribute so much, enough for your hair. If you feel like you need more, use a little bit more. So I wanted to have a little bit of shine with that too. So if you pump it out, you can kind of see like it has like a shine. Everything has like a little bit of that iridescent look in the product, and everything's pink except for the serum and the Call Me Naughty, which is the detangler. But I just went to my chemist, told him what I wanted, tried them a million times. I researched literally on my computer every single night for months straight. I would just sit on my computer researching ingredients, what they did to the hair, how different one could be to the other. And that was what I did. And it was funny because recently somebody was like, oh, wow, you actually like took the time and like research. That's called an entrepreneur. And I was like, yeah, if I was going to do it right, I needed to sit down and like truly research what could be good for extensions, what can't, what does this product do? How can this affect the hair? How can this affect the scalp? How can this affect extensions? You know? So literally I had what I say is the best chemist ever, because we just worked hand in hand. We worked really well together. And so we created a really kick-ass product line, I must say.
No, I seriously, I absolutely love it. One of the things that I love that you kind of touch base on is things happen, mistakes happen, things get overlooked. And it's the way you are as an entrepreneur, the way you perceive it, that really matters in the success of your business. So you're like, yep, we have this pump. It's really pretty. And it is really pretty. Your product line, like the packaging is like top notch. But how, as an entrepreneur, and I know you're a salon owner, and this is something we deal with on a regular basis, is shit happens all the time, right? It's part of our job to be problem solvers. So when you came across this problem, like what was your mindset and how did you work through it? And what would you suggest to other people who are kind of struggling in business where they feel like all these bad things happen?
Yeah. Well, when I discovered it, I was just like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can tell people that. But I think that being real and honest and authentic, that's a part of being bold and authentic, right? Is just being honest with everything. So I have no issue telling people like, oh, I guess I didn't realize that the pump, and people are like, oh, it's pretty, like, you know, and you're right, just use a little bit and it's fine. So I don't think that we should think too much into that. Like, every day is a learning curve of your business, no matter what your business is. So I think just getting through that and overcoming that and knowing that whether you think you messed up or not, and if you acknowledge, I don't think it's a big mess up. I think it's like a tiny little mess up, right? So I think that just agreeing with yourself that it's okay to have those bumps in the road, because without the bumps in the road, you wouldn't get to your very last point of creating or doing whatever you're doing. You have to have those bumps in the road. You have to have that. You have to experience it. Nobody's perfect, and no product line or no company is perfect by any means.
Okay, let's move on to your personal brand. You have such a strong personal brand. And the way that you've actually marketed this product line is so much more than just showing up on social media. Like, I see all these beautiful events. I see all these pop-up events. I see you really connecting with your customers. So I would like to touch base on both of those things. So one, how did you decide what you wanted your personal brand to be? And how have you seen it affect the success of your business? Because it really is such a beautiful brand, and I feel like it's very, very strong.
Yeah. So, well, the pink of Future You all started because my salon in 2019, when I moved locations, it all started with a pink wall. And at that time, I had a business partner, another oopsie and a mess up, and that's okay. I have nothing bad to say about her or anything about the situation. Just realized it wasn't that great, and you move on from it. So we wanted to do a pink wall in our business, and it was more mauvey pink. And people that came in, even the guys, were like, "Ooh, this is very like fun and girly and like luxurious and such a like great space," right? They were like, "There's nothing like this," because most salons in our area were just very like rustic and like that farmhousey vibe, right? And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, not that's not me. This is like, I'm bougie. We're bougie here." And so then whenever I moved to my location that I'm in now, I've just added more and more and more pink. And I mean, I get compliments of people talking about how it's not cold, right? It's very warm and welcoming and friendly, and it's girly and it's fun. It's empowering. It's bold. It's authentic. And at first, a lot of people used to make fun of me for the pink, but I don't care. Like, it's girly, right? I want to make sure that I am telling people this is what I want in my business. If you don't like pink, that's fine. But pink to me is very girly, and my space is meant to host girls all the time, right? Whether it's you're getting your hair done or you're my friend and you want to come have a glass of champagne when I get off of work. It has made a very bold statement, especially in my town, but I feel like, once again, I'm a very bold person, and that's how it's supposed to be. But more than anything, I think it's empowering. And so it makes that statement of, wow, this girl is very empowering of what she wants and what she likes out of her business. And so with Future You, the whole reason Future You even became a thing was because I was sitting with Caroline from Posh PR and my best friend Samantha, and we were talking about, I want to create a product line. And she was talking to me about, how and why and all of the things. And I was like, well, my old boss told me that I couldn't even do extensions in Springfield, that I am not Hair by Chrissy and I am not a Hollywood superstar. This isn't Hollywood, but this is Springfield, Illinois. And I looked at her and I thought, I'm going to show you that in the next year, I am going to be just like Hair by Chrissy, and I'm going to do extensions and I'm going to do blondes and I'm going to do the things I want because you just told me I couldn't. So thank you for empowering me and inspiring me by telling me I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So after I quit her salon, I opened my own and I started my own extension. Like, I was the first one in all of Springfield to offer hand-tied extensions. And so they challenged me to just do it. And so I went and I just did it. And so after talking to Caroline about Future You, we were talking about, well, my past has just been kind of rough. It's been a crazy few years, but I know and I feel like I'm called to do this. And I was like, I feel like my boss really inspired me to do more, especially in my industry. So Future You was actually founded on the fact that my old boss, who was my mentor, supposed to be my mentor, told me that I couldn't do something that I wanted. And when we went home that night, Samantha had told me, I think I have the name for your business. And I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, Future You. Like, you're empowering other women to become their future them. Like, you're telling them that they can do this too. And this is just my like big fat, you know what, to people who tell you and to tell me that you can't do something, because we all can. You just have to do it, right? So many times you hear companies or brands saying that people encourage them, like, because they told them they couldn't do it, so they went and did it. And I think that that is super important. So that is how Future You came about. And that is the boldness and the authenticity behind the brand. And the pink just gives it that pretty luxury empowerment, right?
I actually wanted to touch base on that too, because I know that you live in a rural part of Illinois and you really have created something unique in that area that most people would think that would not thrive or be able to exist. So I love that you touch base on that, because you really can create your own reality. You can create whatever you want. You just have to have the desire and the drive to do it. And I think a lot of people get stuck in their own heads and they listen to what other people say instead of truly listening to their heart like you did. You listened to that calling and you've created something unimaginable for most people in your area. So I think that's so, so empowering and so powerful. I was going to ask you about the name, but you already answered that question. How have you seen your strong brand impact your business? I think this kind of leads into my second question too, and my second thing is that you really didn't cut corners. So many people want to cut corners when it comes to creating something because it's expensive, and the fear of, spending money or being in debt really scares them. And you really did nothing to cut any corners. Your packaging is perfect. The way you ship your products is beautiful. Every single branding material that was in the box is absolutely stunning. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people would cut corners on. So I want you to talk about the power of your brand and how you feel, or if you've even noticed it impact your business, and how you got yourself out of that mindset of spending money and really doing the right thing and what you want for your business and not cutting corners.
Yeah, that was important to me because everybody wants to receive a package that's like, ooh, and awe, and that they can post on Instagram because they feel so happy that they received that package, right? So I say that it's like opening a Louis Vuitton box. You're getting that high quality product that the corners weren't cut. The product was made exactly the way it was supposed to. You have the soft touch and the look of everything that really just makes a woman be like, ooh, I'm going to order here more because she took the time and energy into every last detail. So that was huge for me. It was like everything has to be perfect. And now I don't even know, whenever I shipped out yours, like now we have like these cute little cards that we ship out where on the front, it's like a photo from our photo shoot. It sticks in the box. On the back, like, this is the product, how to, as seen in Elle magazine. And on the other side, it's a photo from our campaign shoot, but not just how pretty it is. Like when you touch it, it's soft and it's like, ooh, ah. And I think that grabs women's attention. And whenever you have something that smells good or feels good, they're going to remember that. So if they go feel something else, if they're shopping or wherever, they're going to remember, oh, I need to buy Future You shampoo because I just felt this, and she packages or stuff like that. So to me, I think that a lot of things that I've received from people, like feedback basically, is just how amazing I took the time and energy to create every little detail in this. So I would say from what I've seen so far, it's impacted my brand a lot, especially from people just talking about it to their friends, their family, or whoever. Or posting about it on social media, like, wow, I received this and I did not expect to receive it this quickly. And I did not expect to receive such pretty packaging. Like my friends have even asked me, can I give you the boxes back? And I'm like, no. So yeah, I would say that it's a pretty big impact. And I think it's going to be even more successful just because of those little touches that nobody seems to think about. I don't want to just throw your product in a bag and ship it to you, right? That's not who I am. I've always been extra. Like, I feel like I'm an extra person. to where if I'm an extra within myself, I want to be extra within my brand, because that's just a representation of who I am and my brand.
And I think this is even in our industry where a lot of stylists and salon owners cut it short. They don't realize that the tiny little details make such a big impact, like such a huge impact. It's those little touches that really create your individual brand and really make it more of a luxury experience instead of a basic experience. So all of your little details did not go unnoticed. I noticed the touch of the cards. I noticed the packaging. I noticed everything. And I was so impressed, and I'm so excited to bring it to the salon. And I can't wait for my stylist to use it. I do want to make a suggestion though. So one of the things that we do for our extension clients is we give them little travel sizes to take home.
Yes. We're working on that.
Just waiting for those, because that would be so amazing if you had like little kits that people could buy, or just like individual travel sizes, because I would totally use them for my extension clients instead of the other.
And they're going to look just like the bottles.
So
That's
excited.
what we're working on.
I can't wait.
I hope to have them sometime next year.
That's so exciting. One last thing I want to touch about before we end this, because I think this is so important for salon owners. Having another stream of revenue and another way to support your business, I think, is so important, because the salon industry is so up and down. Mm-hmm. And I love that you really decided to go all in on creating this line. What is one thing that you recommend to a salon owner when it comes to maybe thinking about creating another source of revenue for their business? Because I know you're also carrying extension hair now too, which we didn't even touch based on that, but we'll do that for another podcast episode.
Yeah.
So how have you seen that this has impacted your business and just your stress level overall? I feel like having that, that other source of revenue and having that other dream and having that source of fulfillment is really life-changing.
Well, I think that the other source of income and revenue will come obviously as the brand grows. But, that is something that I do stress about. Was I didn't want to be behind the chair for, 20 years. In the next 20 years, my body can't handle being behind the chair as is already, because I have so many health issues and joint issues that I had to consider thinking of something that would benefit me in the long run, to where I could retire doing hair early. And it's not that I don't love doing hair. I love doing hair. However, I just needed that extra, income of doing something where I could be like getting away from hair. But I still wanted to be in the hair industry. So I think that for me, it's been huge, because my clients are still directly buying from me whenever they're getting their hair done. They aren't buying from, Ulta or Sephora or supporting another stylist. They're supporting my dream. So I think that helps. And if I had to give any advice to any stylist that had to think of something that they wanted, I think every stylist or every salon owner should have that one extra thing that they get to call theirs. Because I think everybody I know right now does want that extra something, whether it's they want their own hair extension line or their own product or product line, whatever it may be, they want it. And so I think the importance of that is it will help your brand, and it will show off to your clientele.
And last but not least, where can people find you? How can people try your products?
So you can find Future You on our website at www.futureyou.co, not .com. Don't get that mixed up. And on Instagram at Future You Babe. And then my personal Instagram is at Lifestyle with Riley. And you can try our products. If you're a salon owner or a hairstylist, you can go on our website, click on Industry Babes, apply for a wholesale account. And then you will be approved and you can buy wholesale. And we also have a really awesome affiliate program. And we would love to be in your salon.
I love that. Thank you so much for being here. I think all of the things that you shared today will be so beneficial to people in our industry. And you are such an inspiration that I just had to have you on my show. I'm so excited. So thank you for spending time with me today. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so excited to announce that we just opened our brand new program, the Elevated Salon Owner Collective, to beta testers. If you want to build a salon that makes you feel fulfilled, passionate, while bringing you freedom and flexibility to your life, the collective is for you. This is the best time to join because we have some special bonuses. And when you join as a beta tester, you get to join the collective for $300 off. We're only allowing 20 motivated salon owners to join. So visit opulentbeautypro.com/join the collective to join the waitlist to have your best year yet.